Alrighty. Well, I've been seeing a lot of tier lists going around, and I've decided, well, might as well jump into the tier list, whatever's going on. But yeah, the tier list. I'm gonna start off with traps. I feel like it's a very fun thing to start off with. There's like a lot of tier lists. I know Beast has been doing a lot of tier lists, and I was like, might as well give my little opinion on these tier lists. And so I'm very cruel when it comes to like S tier. So I just want to make clear, first off, starting off, S tier is going to be like I use most, plus like it's the best in the game. Like almost like not game breaking, but it's definitely used the most, and it's definitely good because it's used the most, if that makes sense. But yeah, S tier is definitely going to be the greatest. And if you don't know what everything else is, I know this is my first tier list video on my YouTube, but S is going to be the greatest, and then A, B, C, D is like just rating from the best to the worst. So yeah, but let's start off anti-air trap. Now this trap's always fun. I have a little like grudge against it. I think it's a really great trap, but the problem is it lags so much. Like if you put like more than like 6 down, you literally just lag. It just lags everywhere. Like you jump from like 20 ping to like 100 because there's so much lag when it comes to anti-air. So that's why I'm going to put it A tier. Actually, I'm going to put it B tier. It's a great trap. I just don't like overusing it. Properly used, definitely maybe like A, but I don't know. I feel like you could just shoot the lobbers and flingers. I don't know. I'm not a personal fan of anti-airs, but yeah, that's where it belongs. Moving on, broadsides. Broadsides, you already know, S tier. Some people don't properly use broadsides in games, and that's why people think it's bad. But you're supposed to close it in like a box almost, and that's the reason why it's so good. Like, if you properly know how to use a broadside, it's going to be a great trap. It is definitely one of the most used traps that I use. So yeah, S tier goes. Tire traps, you already know. Tire traps is S tier too. I use this trap like almost every single mission. I love the fact that I could put it on a hill and it knocks back the enemies. I could just put it 3 tiles high and it just stops the enemies from walking straight to the objective. It is a great trap, and I do love it. Moving on, electric ceiling electric field. Now this one's still I think this one belongs in S tier no matter what, because ceiling electric field is just overall a great trap. It's the same thing with drop trap. It has high damage, and you can also put it too high. I don't believe you can put it 3 high. I've seen people do it. I don't know if it hits it, but it is definitely a great trap, and I love it. Moving on, we have the gas trap up next. Gas trap, I'm mixed feelings about. I used to use it a lot. I used to love it, but I started using ceiling electric field a lot more. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put this A tier. I definitely see it used in like trap tunnels, but not as much, and I definitely still use it. Yeah. Next up, I honestly, I know it's not bad, but I think it's C tier. I just don't use it. It's not like the greatest in the game. Definitely better or worse than the gas trap. So yeah. Campfire, I don't see myself using campfires a lot. I'd maybe use it once or twice in like maybe an RTD if I want to kill the mini boss in the storm, but like otherwise I never use it. But it's decently good. Campfires are really good though. Definitely a great trap in the game. B is probably where it belongs. Next up, we got the defenders. Now defenders, I guess what it's actually called is the I can't remember the name. It's defender pad. Yeah, defender pad. Honestly, I would put this S tier, but the problem is most defenders aren't good. The only ones that I see people use are sniper defenders, and otherwise the defenders are just not that great. The pad itself definitely good using, but it's not S tier, so I'm going to put it A tier. A tier is definitely where it belongs. Next up is my favorite trap in the game, is the Flame Girl 4 trap. You already know this goes S tier all the way. I'm joking. This trap is definitely D tier. The problem with this, even if it's supercharged or leveled up, maxed out, it is not the greatest trap in the game. It is probably the worst trap. The damage isn't there. The elemental is definitely, I like the idea of it. The elemental, the fire, it's definitely a good trap, the idea of it, but the problem is no damage output. Definitely belongs in D tier. Next up, floor freeze. Floor freeze, I think I have to put it A tier. And now the only reason why I say A tier is because for some reason, even if like smashers attack or like they're supposed to stop the smashers from charging and freeze them, most of the time it doesn't work for me. They just go right through it and destroy whatever is in front of them. And I just personally, I don't think it's S tier. I feel like it could be better. So yeah, that's why it's A tier. Next up, we got the floor launcher. I honestly, I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like it could go S tier, but I just don't use it enough to put it there. Also, like A tier is kind of just like, I feel like it's just not used enough to be A tier. So like I'm in the middle of like B and A right now. It's definitely useful, but I just don't see it being used too much. I'm gonna put it B tier. I think it belongs in B tier. It's definitely not a trap that I use often, but when I do use it, it's good. So, right in the middle, it's average. I use it when I can. Definitely decently good. Now, healing floor pads. I honestly love this trap. It's probably one of the best in the game. I put it down when I need health. If I'm not running any loadouts, like if I'm running constructor and I need health, I'll put one down and bam, I'm almost healed out or max health. So definitely belongs in A tier. So yeah. Next up, we got the directional pad. I love the directional pad. This definitely is an S tier one. I used to not use it way before, like I think like up until a year ago, and then I started realizing this is a fast way to get around the map. Definitely belongs in S tier. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. Next up, we got the floor, or I guess not floor launcher, but the one that makes you go up. I don't know what the name of it is, but yeah, this is kind of useless. I mean, you'd probably use it maybe getting up somewhere, which is not bad. That's why I don't think it belongs in D tier, but it's definitely C. Like I had only used it in like a rare occasion, but even then, it's just not that good as a trap. So yeah. But yeah, moving on, we got the retractable force spikes. I'm not a big fan of these. I feel like these are just slow and chunky. Like I don't like them. A lot of people love them, but I can't get myself to put it up on B tier. I think it's a C tier trap. I mean, I know it does a decently good amount of damage, but at the same time, it just, I don't know. I feel like the reload speed on it and like the fact that Husk could just walk right over it whenever it's recharging is just, I don't like it. So yeah, belongs C tier. Next up, we got the dance wall. Now, this is a very controversy topic because I believe the dance wall was probably one of the worst traps added because it allowed people to manipulate AI and just like make them delay breaking like a wall. Now, I'm not going to say that it's not a bad trap. I definitely think it is a good trap, but I don't think it's S tier. I think now more than ever that Jalen's gone, it can be used more to stop enemies from attacking, but I just don't feel like it's properly placed in this game. So I'm going to put a B tier. I'm not a fan of dance. I'm not a fan of these. Dance walls are just not it for me. So yeah, moving on, we got the tar pits up next. Tar pit, definitely S tier. Actually, it's the same thing with like the floor freeze because I like the tar pits. The cost material is kind of but at the same time, it doesn't stop all smashers or enemies. It sometimes glitches out for me. So I want to put it S tier, but at the same time, I think it's belongs with the floor freeze. Now I'm gonna organize these the best to least, like, yeah, okay, I think that's good. And then I'm gonna put that there, this up here, and then there we go. Okay, wall darts up next. You already know, S tier. This is definitely probably the best trap in the game, or considerably the best trap in the game, because wall darts can be put anywhere. It has a 3-tile radius. It can shoot pretty far. I mean, it has high damage. The reload speed's there. It's definitely a really great trap, and it has a great impact on how you play Save the World. So I think it's S tier. Probably the best trap in the game. Definitely alongside with like the floor, or not the floor, the ceiling drop trap and ceiling electric field. So yeah, yeah, S tier. Comfortable with that. Next up, we got the wall dynamo. Wall dynamo, I'm kind of in mixed feelings about this one too. I love it. It doesn't cost a lot of material. It's definitely one of the cheaper traps and definitely higher damage traps too. I don't want to put it in S tier because I feel like I don't use it as much as I should. But it's definitely used a lot. So I'm going to put it A tier. It also can be put on different like floors, like different edits of walls. So it's decently good. Next up, we got the wall launcher. Wall launcher, same thing with the floor launcher. Like, it just, I use it when I can. It's not a great trap. I mean, like, it's not the best trap, but it's also not a bad trap. So B tier it goes. Wall spikes. I feel like wall spikes, I actually didn't get wall spikes until a few months ago because I just never saw a use for it. And then I realized the 6 perk has a healing perk on it. So it was like, oh yeah, I guess people use it for a reason. I don't use it as much. I think it's maybe a C or tier trap. I just don't see myself putting a floor spike or wall spike down on a wall just to heal it. So yeah. Next up, the last one, floor spikes. Floor spikes, I never crafted them before. Someone told me that, they're decently good. They stop 2 tile radius. So if you put one down, it's 2 tiles around it, it's slowing those enemies and snaring them, which is not bad. I definitely think it's A tier. It's probably better than the floor freeze because it does slow enemies and it does do damage. Now I feel like it's not better than the tar pit. I kind of like this. I'm comfortable where this is. So yeah. So like I said, I love wall darts, ceiling trap, and ceiling electrofield. Definitely belong in S tier. Broadsides, I prefer broadsides in S tier because I think if it's properly used, it's definitely there. Directional pad S tier, of course, you use it a lot. But otherwise, I think that's everything else is fine where it's at. Now, of course, I want to make it very clear. These are very opinion based, depending on how I use them or if I believe it's good. So, yeah, don't yell at me in the comments saying, "Oh, well, the tar pit's better than my..." Yeah, no. I prefer these traps. I think this is I like it where it's at. So yeah. But yeah, I know this is my first tier list video. I appreciate if you like it, like the video. If you are new and you don't know what I'm ranking, this is stuff from Save the World. So yeah, if you check out my content, I do have a little more Save the World content on my YouTube. So yeah, but yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and everyone have a great day.